What is up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is 10 things you should not do in America. You ready for this one?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We have reacted to this channel before, you guys enjoyed it, we enjoyed it as well.
Yep.
So smash that like button. What is a like button, goal for today?
1,000.
1,000. Make sure you get liking. That is a very achievable target. I know you legends can do it. So like that this video and you'll get good luck all today, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Don't come for us if you don't.
Yeah, don't come for us. We can't guarantee it, but fingers crossed. We've done a few of these videos before, like you should not do that. I'm guessing talk politics is potentially on there, stuff like that. But hopefully there's a lot of new ones in there. Yeah. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. 10 things you should not do in America. What we got?
So today I thought it would be fun if we looked at 10 things you really should not do if you go to America.
I really don't like when people do that.
This is stuff I've picked up along the way, and some of it might seem basic to you, but it sure came as a surprise to me. There's always people who watch these videos and go, that doesn't apply to me. It's a generalization, so.
It's just my opinion.
Do be sure to subscribe, otherwise Chewy will think you don't like him.
Same here.
And on with the list. Coming in at number 10, it's something that you've probably heard a lot, but maybe you've never heard it at all, because my mom said it was the first time she heard it, and then I had to question, do you even watch this channel, Denise? Hi, Mommy, love you. It's factoring in surprise paying for things, including
sales tax.
Tipping
Yeah,
and taxes.
definitely.
And I'm also going to throw parking in there. Parking is actually really expensive in America. But yes, when you go to pay for something in America, the VAT, which we have in Europe, is not included in the sales price, and they call it sales tax. So you might go to buy a top that's $10, and when you go to pay for it, it's actually $10.60. It depends on the state, but the sales tax is different everywhere. And this is so normal in America that it can be unusual for Americans to see us struggle with the concept.
It's
how are you
confusing
not
for us,
getting
isn't
this?
it?
But things are more expensive than you think they're going to be, so just be aware of that. Also, tipping, as most of you guys know, tipping is something I've struggled with for sure, and you have to tip in America if you're getting like food off somebody.
You know, sir, tipping is customary.
Not in fast food places, this is where the comes in. But yes, you have to tip a waiter or waitress, or you have to tip somebody who does your nails. Basically somebody who performs a service for you, because as I understand it, they're not paid very much at all and rely
that's pretty
on
much
it.
the reason, isn't it?
It's a very unusual system for a European to understand, but it is what it is. So if you're visiting there, just get on the good ship, tip.
Oh, I like that very much.
The next thing you need to not forget to do is bring your ID everywhere. And this is the case even if you're 50 years of age, because I've seen old people get asked for their IDs. So basically what you guys have experienced...
Well, you stand absolutely no chance, do you?
Huh? 50-year-olds, I think you can tell if they're over 21.
No, but I have heard this before. Like they just randomly check ID, even if they know it's not. I have heard that. Let us know in the comments.
Britain it's good because it's if you look under 25 they ID you.
Yeah, if you look under 25.
Because if you're 50 then you're clearly of age, aren't you? If
yeah, you don't need your ID.
If you've got grey hair and you look like you're
Well, I've
50,
got a few greys and I'm under 25.
But you're not all grey. Yeah, but you can kind of tell if someone's
definitely.
50
It
or
is a
not.
bit ridiculous, but you'd be screwed, wouldn't you? Because you get ID'd all the time.
Yeah.
So even when like 30.
I hate it.
Yeah, you get. It's
especially
annoying.
when you don't. I'm older than you. It's just out of order.
And the annoying thing is, right, because I have my ID on me most of the time.
I never
anyway.
have it on me.
And then we go to like in a shop. Let's say we're both buying alcohol. We're like, oh, you both need ID, and you go, okay, well, I'll just go. And we go, no, I've seen you now. You need ID. Oh, well, here's my ID. And we're like, oh, we haven't got yours, so then we can't buy alcohol.
But the last time it was fine.
Yeah, last time we got away,
Anyway.
that was fine. But because you are over 18, so it doesn't make a difference anyway.
I'm 23.
But you do always get ID'd.
Yeah.
Explain to me is that the people who sell you alcohol are liable to be prosecuted if you're under the age of 21, which by the way is way too old. It should be 18. Just my thoughts.
Well, nobody asked you, Ellen.
So everywhere asks you for ID, even if you look over the age of 21, because they're all just, they don't want to get put in jail and stuff. Or actually, it's probably have to pay a fine. That's probably worse. A couple of days in the slammer, you can handle it, am I right? Don't ask me to pay $100 unnecessarily. I don't actually know it's $100, but I gotta imagine it's steep. So you have to bring your passport or your driving license or whatever around with you, which is a little bit of safety concern, but you just have to do that over there. The next one is a little bit, it's a bit, I didn't think I'd ever talk about this on a public forum, but it's just something you need to know, and maybe it applies more to the lady viewers than the male viewers.
Brace yourself!
In America, their loos have really high water, like the water comes up really high in the loo. Also, in a lot of public restrooms, they're not, well, they're not so much sterile. a lot of times. In America, you're going to need to learn
Oh,
to
I'm so confused.
hover above the loo seat rather than make contact with it.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
I never make contact anyway.
I was gonna say,
I always put toilet roll around the toilet seat.
yeah,
regardless.
one sheet at the top, couple sheets down there.
And that's not
down
even like public. That is at people's houses. If I like, obviously,
I don't. Yeah.
close family, I don't. But if I go to like a friend's, I'll always do it. At work, I do it. I just never would do it anyway. It makes me feel weird.
I don't go as far as at work or in other people's houses, but if I go to a public toilet, you don't know who's been sat on them toilets, so you just may as well. You know what I mean?
You never know who's been sat in any toilets.
That is very true.
That's why I just like to make sure I'm not contracting anything from little...
Yeah, so that just isn't an American thing. The water thing, I guess, is hinting at splashback. That is pretty grim. Why is the water so high? I guess it's for self-cleaning, I guess. But just flush the toilet.
I never had an issue in America, though.
Oh yeah, I won't be.
I don't remember.
I can't, to be honest.
I
don't remember the water being that high.
I don't.
But I have heard it is high.
I never remember going to the bathroom thinking, "Wow, my god!" I never remember that.
Yeah, me neither.
Alright. And there's a couple of reasons for this, because it could be gross to sit on, and also because a lot of times the lavatories in America automatically flush, so you're sitting on it, and unbeknownst to you,
That'd make you jump.
Little bidet. And that water splashes right up because it's only like a couple of inches from the surface. So don't sit on the seat. Moving along, I suggest you don't tease anybody you don't know very well. American people are some of the nicest people in the world. They are so friendly and really, really welcoming. And when you get to know American people, you'll find that they're just some of the nicest people in the whole entire world.
Yeah, we've experienced that.
However, there is a lot more people in America, and therefore a lot more people who get very quickly and easily offended by things. So the Irish culture of slagging people off, aka teasing them to kind of establish your boundaries with them, is not so much a go-to when it comes to American people. You can definitely slag off your friends who are American,
isn't it?
or the people you've gotten to know better, but there's also a possibility in America that people will be offended by things if
they don't
are
have
that
our
way
humour.
inclined.
It's just different, isn't it?
British people, I feel like if you're being offensive, then you will like that person.
Yeah, a good.
It's a backwards kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong. People do slag people off to be horrible, but I feel like your friends will all swear at you and stuff and call you names.
Yeah,
definitely. It's a joke.
It's always a joke.
It's just banter.
And you know what? The best way I think to say it is when we started this channel, when you joined stuff like that, we would have banter, taking mick out of each other at times.
Do you not like it?
And everyone's like, "You're horrible. You obviously don't like each other." No, it's just banter, and a lot of people who watch the channel has realised that.
They know you understand.
But it is just banter. You take the piss out of people, but in a loving way and not actually too harsh of a way. It's all just a joke. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. Some Americans obviously have that as well. I saw that. Oh God, we're screwed.
Some people in America are very sensitive. Some people everywhere are. America's just bigger, so there's more of them.
People are strange creatures.
But sensitive people in the UK too.
American, it's fun to say something sarcastic, and they know I'm joking because they know what I'm like. But if it's somebody I don't know, they won't necessarily pick up on the fact that I'm joking right away. And I think that's to do with accent and demeanour and just all these tiny micro things that go on when you're talking to somebody new. So yeah, when you first meet somebody, maybe don't use too much dry humour or slag off their hairstyle or whatever. Just wait to get to know them. It's probably fine, but there's also a tiny chance that you're going to get your head kicked in.
No point risking it, is there?
And we don't want that to happen, do we?
The next thing, building on my point with the last one, is do not be shy. American people are super friendly and they're inclined to talk to you when you're in a queue or when you're just out and about. And this is one of my favourite things about American people. They'll just start talking to you out of nowhere. Don't be surprised if they want to know what you're up to, how your trip is going, stuff like that. That's just how the American people converse. Also, don't take it too personally. They don't necessarily want to be your best friend. They're just being pleasant, just having a nice day and hoping that you have a nice day too.
Have a nice day.
I love that. I do love that.
The next one seems obvious when you've been to America, but when I hadn't been to America, I definitely didn't know this so much. Don't assume everything is close enough to get around in a quick space of time. Don't underestimate how mahoosive.
Are you alright?
Were we wrong?
Oh, yeah, we were so wrong when we see. We were like, we want to go
in
here.
fairness, we did everything we could have possibly done.
In New York though. And that was in Manhattan, not even New York. We've hardly done any of New York in theory.
Just the city, wasn't it?
We just did the city, New York. So in theory, we've hardly done any. But oh my days.
But I remember us walking down from Times Square down to the Statue of Liberty Harbour, and that took us hours.
And that's mini, like, that's not even on a big scale.
That took us hours. Oh my god, that took us hours.
I remember when we started a channel and we started doing reactions, you was like, I want to go here, 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 in like a week.
I was like,
we'll
go on a 2-week trip and we'll just go to like 400 states.
And it was like, nah, no way, when you realise how big it is. So it's easy to make that mistake though, because again, Britain's not that big. You get around, you think, oh, it can't be that big.
No.
It's huge.
America is. You cannot just get around fast. If you go to one state, you mightn't even get to see the whole state. Pretty much everywhere I've gone so far on trips to America is places I'm going to have to go back to because I did not get to see the whole of the places. Most states are like little countries, and driving from one end to another is a lot. Like, they're actually bigger than my whole country. You can drive from one side of Ireland to the other side of Ireland in a day. No hassle. But not so in American states.
Well,
the
for
next
Jersey
thing
in half
is
an hour
don't
you can.
expect most American people to know anything about your country. Now, regular viewers of this channel are going to be pretty educated about a lot of stuff about Ireland.
You're the best.
But the layman won't necessarily know diddly anything about Ireland. A lot of people assume it's in Britain. Some people think we're at war. Some people think we don't mostly talk English here.
Apparently you don't.
And some people have never even heard of Ireland. That's a legitimate thing. They definitely don't know about the intricacies of the history or the politics or anything like that, so just don't get mad at people for not knowing stuff. Because of pop culture, TV, films and stuff like that, we're all pretty up on our awareness of what's going on in America and current.
Yeah, it's true, but I'd say a lot of people won't know the ins and outs of places in America. Like, if you said Maine, but like, no, you know what I mean? If you said a random
like
state which could be a country, they don't know.
Because I know so much now from the videos, before I really didn't know anything, really.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing to not.
It's not a bad thing, you guys. You may have heard of Britain before, like we've heard of America.
It's not where you live, so you wouldn't know as much about the place that you live, if that makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of
we know more about the UK because we're in the UK.
100%.
We're living it on a daily basis.
And maybe we've noticed more about America because it's such a prominent thing on the news. But it doesn't mean we know loads about it. Obviously we do now because we've been doing these reactions. And also what they portray
on the movies and the news aren't actually always what true America is.
Definitely, which we've learned from this as well, haven't we? So I think it's just one of them. Everyone's in their own world. Everyone's got a chaotic life. Everyone's got their own stuff to deal with.
Yeah, so like I feel
Not everyone's got time to
that
learn.
One's like, yeah, we wouldn't expect people to know about all of our country. But I don't think Americans would expect everyone to know about their countries, like all of it as well.
I agree.
Affairs.
The apocalypse.
Two-sided.
What has gone on historically, but Americans, because America is so big, spend a lot of time preoccupied by America, and the majority of Americans never even leave their country because they don't really need to, because they have everything there. You should still travel. I mean, it's good fun to travel, so get your passport. But my point is, don't get upset if somebody said something incorrect to you. Take that opportunity to gently educate them, maybe, or just nod and smile if you're not arsed. This leads on to my next point. Just because you speak English, don't necessarily use terms that you'd use in your own country. Alter your language. So, for example, in Ireland and probably throughout most of Europe, we're really familiar with colloquialisms that American people have. What up, dog? Get down with your bad self. Bless your heart. But most Americans, and again, I'm not referring to the extremely educated section who watch this channel on a regular basis, have no idea about European or Irish slang terms. They won't know what up the duff means. Never heard of a yoki mabob.
Argy bargy, the other day.
When you say,
They would know
gas.
I don't know. I think they would know what up the duff means.
I don't think they would. Like, they didn't know what peckish meant. Do you know what I mean? It's just subjective. I'm sure there's so many obvious American ones which we don't know. It's one of them. It's like me, because I moved from the north to the south, saying chuddy, which is chewing gum. Everyone's like, what is chuddy? It's just what... And I expected everyone to know what chuddy was. It is just different places have different sayings, and it's different. The same, like, what is it? A common language separated? Oh no, what is it? Oh, two countries separated by a common language, or something like that, you know what I mean? The saying goes. What is the saying?
I've never heard that.
There is a saying, I probably butchered it, but it's something like two countries separated by a common language. So it's got the same language, but they're separated by that language because it's different. If that makes sense. I may butcher that saying, but it definitely is. It definitely is a saying.
And that's
Let us know.
They just haven't been exposed to it. It's not usually on their TV unless they're watching something specifically about Ireland or Irish. Our terms are not in the regular American's vernacular, so do change a couple of things that you're going to say. For example, if I'm asking for a sandwich without tomatoes, I know that you guys say tomatoes, so I'll just say tomato. It just speeds up things. And finally, the number one thing not to do in America is don't invade people's personal bubble. This one makes me feel like I might be a little
thing.
Definitely a universal thing, but we have had this on a lot of American videos, so it must be even more to the extreme
And the
in
thing
America.
is I find it this. So obviously, I'm only going off New York City because that's the only thing we can actually go off.
Yeah, when we visited.
But that's kind of ironic when, like, in New York, we had people in our faces with, like, selling things.
Yeah.
Just, I feel like that's kind of a...
But that was just,
unless you know the person and you know what they're like, I wouldn't want anyone coming to my personal space either.
Definitely. No, I know what you mean. But it must be like to an extreme in America because it is on all these videos. You know what I mean? So it must be more to an extreme. But I get what you mean with chances with tourists just trying to make money and stuff like that. They're invading personal space. But yeah, maybe they're more aggressive if you do it in America or something like that. I don't know, you know?
Don't know, yeah.
Let us know in the comments on that because it obviously is a worldwide thing, isn't it? But we always see these on these American videos.
But then we don't watch the UK ones, so they could be on the UK ones.
Potentially. Let us know if you guys watch them.
Bit American in sentiment. So not so much in Ireland, maybe to a degree, but more so in other parts of Europe. People are predisposed to going
I suppose
into
the
each
Spanish
other's
are quite
spaces.
close, aren't
Kissy
they?
cheeks,
Stuff like that. French.
They'll brush past you in the shops. They'll come right up. There's a lot of face touching. People can be tactile. But not so in America, where the
But that doesn't mean
PTA
people
is
enjoy
dying
it.
frown.
If somebody reaches past me in the shop, I always like... It doesn't mean I enjoy it.
True, but I think thinking about it, it's like the Spanish, French, they are a lot more...
But yeah, I'm just saying about UK.
No, definitely. I'm just thinking where this maybe that stereotypes come from, where it's in these American videos, because other Europe countries like maybe Greece and stuff like that are more touchy, potentially. That would make sense.
Goodbye.
Get a room.
Americans and me have a little bubble of space around themselves,
And us.
which they're like, don't come into this unless I know you. This is my zone of comfort. Perhaps it has something to do with the gigantism of the country again. People are not so familiar with other people and they don't like them to come into their zone of personal space. Don't touch people you don't know in America because they might
In
shoot
anywhere.
you.
Anywhere.
I'm just joking. I think this might be a factor in like when those Black Friday crazy sales went on. You guys are so not used to touching each other and bustling and stuff that it just set off everybody's triggeriness. That's just a theory. But that's it for today's list. Do let me know below.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
It's a good list. There's some new ones on there, weren't there? We
Yeah.
visited some old topics as well and got our feelings out on them. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. A lot of talking in there. Smash that like button if you did. Smash that subscribe button as well. Please let us know videos in the comments below you want to check out. We would seriously appreciate that. And watch the video.
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.